just like you've learned. We're down in the basement currently. Roger that. Rolling 2. Alright, high-low this corner right here. 1, 2, 3, go. We took the first door to the right. Clear. Roger, we're in here. We're pushing down. We'll stay up with you. Hit it. Short room. Ow. Yeah, it is. He ain't in here. Yeah. Quite a bit.
No, we just had some bad shit happen in here once.
There's nothing in here, just the chairs all broke to shit. But that's about it. Yeah, I don't think he's in here. You know where he did him out too? He went right across towards the pool.
So, yep, we're going to be talking about positive identification and defense shooting today. The news article or news video that we're going to be watching pretty much portrays what you don't do. Like, there's a lot that's really bad with this. And this dude's mistakes are really good to, like, learn from. Obviously, there's more to the story than what I'm going to present here, but that just doesn't have any bearing on the video at all. So, this will be pretty much the first in this series of sort of things. And it's kind of going to tie into the weapon selections videos that I'm going to do later on, probably starting Saturday. Yeah, you can't really enjoy this. It's not pretty. At all.
Now, next is my favorite part, mascara.
A precious 11-year-old girl, full of personality, full of life.
Comment if you like the makeup that I chose.
But tragically, her life would soon be cut short.
She got off the bus, came into the house, her father shot her right in the chest.
Yeah, you can kind of see where this is going. It's not good, man. This is like the worst case scenario possible for a defensive shooting. And I can't really say this is a defensive shooting. This is more, well, you'll just see it as it goes along. This guy really messed the whole thing up. And there's a little bit more to the story. So yeah.
6th grader Tamia Batts was like most girls her age.
Hey YouTube.
She loved playing with makeup.
Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial, what I have always wanted to do.
Her favorite color was pink.
And the color I'm going to use today kind of matched my outfit.
And she loved to show off for the camera.
Well, that really didn't have any bearing on the whole situation. It kind of does, let you know, the seriousness of the factors here. This little girl just got killed, because of, well, sheer stupidity and non-training, I guess. Not really thinking about these factors. What are you gonna do, How do you react to something like this?
In the fall of 2016, Tamia was excited about starting a new school year at a new school.
They'd spend all day out shopping for school supplies.
The sixth grader was dressed to impress for her first day at Knox Doss Middle School, just outside of Nashville.
She had all new clothes, it appeared to me. She was very neat. She had her backpack on, looked like an angel.
At the end of her first day, Tamia boarded the bus and headed home, where she knew her dad would be waiting for her.
He wasn't sure what time she would be home, so he was home and thought he'd take a little nap.
District Attorney Ray Whitley says surveillance cameras captured Timothy Batts doing something else.
He was walking around in the house with a cell phone up to his left ear and a loaded handgun.
Just walking around with a cell phone and a gun?
Yes.
In his hand?
In his hand. And the gun was loaded with 22 rounds of ammunition.
First of all, I'm just a little amazed that this guy has surveillance video in his home. I mean, it's kind of awkward there, but I mean, we can tell from the video that he's really keyed up. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Somebody's obviously threatening him or pissing him off over the phone. And I mean, the amount of bullets he had is really negligible. Who gives a shit about that? But what was going on here?
Minutes later, surveillance video shows his daughter Tamia coming in from school.
She took her backpack off, she set her backpack down, she took her shoes off, set her shoes very neatly by the backpack.
Defense attorney Joy Kimbrough says Timothy was just starting to doze off when he heard the door open.
He yelled again, "Who is that?" No one responded. He sat up in his bed, and then he saw a shadow. A quick shadow just leaped across like...
Shadow.
When he saw that shadow, he knew someone was in the house.
So again, we're at the point where, he's trying to take a nap after he was obviously on the phone and somebody was threatening him or keying him up in some sort of fashion. And he hears someone in the house and he screams, "Who's there?" I mean, obviously he's expecting his daughter to come home. But then he sees a shadow. And this is kind of where you get into positive identifications type stuff. You see a shadow, that's just not really cause to grab your gun and go off and let's go light this place up kind of sort of thing. You need a little bit more than that. And this guy was just being extremely dumb. Not even following any sort of sensible protocol for this sort of thing at all. And it ended bad.
Fearing for his life, he grabs a gun from under the dresser and goes to investigate.
I mean, you can get the fuck out of here with that lawyer crap. Fearing for his life from a shadow, and then his gun is stashed under a dresser. I mean, not even secured, not even in a case, which is like minimum. And he goes charging out in the hallway. I mean, come on now. What are you doing, guy? Why? Just no.
About to exit his room door. His daughter, and see, he doesn't know it's his daughter.
Yes, Miss Lawyer Lady, I think we've established that he doesn't know it's his daughter. And I also think him come charging out of his room is a little bit much as well, especially since he's expecting his daughter home.
Jumps from the side, his right side. She comes from the side and says, "Raw," like that.
Trying to scare him.
Yes, because raw is justification for using lethal force. Completely justified. Completely okay.
She grabs him.
Just messing around.
And he thinks it's an intruder.
Right.
He thinks, for a split second, they got me. And he shoots one time.
I'm just saying, that's a big man, and that must be a really strong 11-year-old if they got him.
The bullet went through the little girl's chest, came out of the other side, and lodged in the wall.
She had a little training bra, and there was a bullet hole in the training bra.
After the shot is fired, surveillance video shows Tamia jumping up and down.
He said, "Did I shoot you? Did I shoot you?" She said, "I don't know." She pulled up her shirt, and he saw the hole.
The frantic father grabbed his daughter and rushed her to a nearby hospital. But 2 hours later, the bright and beautiful 11-year-old was dead.
It was so sad what happened, but it was just a big mistake.
Yeah, I completely agree that this was just a big mistake. But it doesn't mean that when you make a big mistake that you don't suffer for it. But also, this little girl died because her dad just randomly, blindly fired a handgun at what he didn't even know. He didn't even check to see. He just, oh shit, I got grabbed. Bang, bang, bang. That's just, no, absolutely not. That's, and even at those sort of ranges, you know, a semi-automatic handgun, we assume this because he had 22 rounds in his gun, typically won't even fire if it's pushed up against someone. Gets knocked out of battery, doesn't go off. It sucks. That's why revolvers are great for that sort of thing. But you know, if you're that close, you're gonna have to take a shower because there will be overspray. But he didn't even check what he was shooting at. He didn't even try to figure out what was going on. He just hopped up and he went straight into it and didn't even think. And I'm not even sure if somebody grabbing you in the home would be the best option. Would be lethal force at that point. I mean, you've been grabbed. But the little girl's definitely not to blame. She's just doing what little girls do. And Dad is an absolute freaking idiot. And not checking what he was shooting at. I mean, that's like core firearm safety 101. Like, you know, always know what your target is and what's behind it. Like, this is stuff my 4-year-old knows. Not really sure how he fucked that up. Yeah, obviously this guy could have really, really benefited from just some training, some differentiation between targets training, which is, you know, honestly what everybody should be doing if they plan to use a firearm for any sort of defensive situation, in the home, out on the street, anywhere. Walmart, for fuck's sakes. Like, you want to be able to tell who the bad guys are and who the good guys are. You don't want to just be spraying into a crowd. You don't want to just kick open somebody's door and, like, oh, or for whatever reason you shoot the wrong person. You know, best ways to do this are with color-coded targets. You train yourself to only shoot the red targets, only shoot the blue targets. And it's better to do this with a friend. You have a friend who says the color and the shape, and you shoot that color and shape. And then he says another one, and you shoot that one. And then you shoot another one. You do that. You do that. You can even do different colored balloons, which is a lot of fun because then it pops. And then you're like, yay, I made something pop. But this guy really just could have benefited from that. And I think everybody could benefit from that. I've noticed that with a lot of concealed carry courses that I've been through. They don't really teach you target identification. And that may just be the purview of the military and police that do that. But everyone needs that. So if you have a home invasion, you don't shoot your wife. You don't shoot your kid. You don't, you know, you're not out at Walmart and somebody starts shooting up the place and you shoot grandma who's just trying to pick up some ginger ale. You know, you want to be able to look at and be able to perceive what the target threat is fairly rapidly. And the only way to be able to do that and to be able to do it consecutively under stress is by going ahead and training your mind to do it. It's not that hard. It really doesn't take that much time, and it's actually a lot more fun than just shooting paper targets because you're actually shooting something. You're not just plugging holes in paper. It tends to keep... It actually, be surprised, the guys who can't shoot consecutive groups actually do really well at that sort of thing because their mind's not just fixated on a spot, it's fixated on something. And they also make targets for this, and these are really good. I mean, these are obviously a joke, but you can actually buy these, and these are great for, you know, not shooting the good guy or shooting somebody who's just an innocent, who's just sticking around. I mean, this guy really fluffed the whole thing up, but we can learn from him, and we can learn from his mistakes, and it'll be alrighty after that.